welcome everyone. Today is Friday, which means it is our live group coaching session. I can't talk because we were just struggling to go live there and talking about how I swear sometimes things change. And then when you use so many different softwares, you just have to figure it out. And sometimes it's cool. Just go live, learn in public. And then when you have a great community like I do, they help you in that process. So I want to share my screen. I want to show you where you can actually get access if you are a member in our reseller program. So first, you want to go into the dashboard. You'll go to the community tab. You go to the events calendar, and you want to click on today's date. When you click there, you'll click on the Zoom link and you will join us in the meeting. Now, Fridays, it is live streamed to all of my different social media channels. Just know that when you join the meeting, we are live streaming. It's a great opportunity for you to get some brand recognition and also to share some really valuable content because our community, I just love, love, love you guys because you just come to the table with so much experience and knowledge. You guys are so much better than I am. I love you. Okay, so if you are not in our reseller program, you can go to myvisionagency.com. You can join for free if you want to use my affiliate link to sign up for HighLevel. If you're already a HighLevel customer, you can sign up directly here. If you are not interested in reselling software, but you want to take advantage of all of the software that I resell in one place for a crazy low price, check that out there. And you can also join our free community there or book a private call with me. So there are a couple things that I wanted to share with you, some updates. First, if you go into your communities and you go to add a course, now you'll see this option here, which allows you to give access or the visibility to all members. You can unlock, it says members at a certain level will be able to unlock this. So I know a lot of people have been asking for this feature, so it was just released. You can also do a buy now, so if they want them to purchase the course or unlock in a specific time. And then of course you would set the time there. The next thing I wanted to share with you, and I know that Manolo especially will be happy about this, but now the voice AI bot, if you go to voice agents, you'll see here that now the bot is in multiple different languages here. So you can choose the language and then of course you can choose the voice that you want. What this means is that if you're serving mostly Spanish speaking, or you could even create different phone numbers for different niches and languages, and then do your demos like we talk about, you can choose whether you want Spanish, French, all that. You could essentially have voice AI bots in multiple different languages that you're promoting. Super, super cool there. Let me go ahead and let Ray in. So how are you guys?
Looks like your live only lasted 10
10
seconds.
seconds. But we didn't want to interrupt that beautiful introduction and explanation.
It's okay because we're just VIP today then, and I'll just have to post the recording after. It just,
Yeah.
things happen. I gotta roll with it.
Good deal. So that I have an appointment scheduled next week with GHL specifically, and I apologize, I didn't raise my hand,
Oh, yeah.
specifically for the calendar issue that you saw. Yours did not change the time, and so I sent over a recording of that like you suggested. And I also asked them about the carryover coding that I'm seeing show up inside of my discussion post, and I showed them we're on social media, it's not showing that carryover. And also inside of our marketing tab, it's not showing the carryover coding. It's only showing the carryover coding in a post. So I'll let you know and I'll report back to you guys on Monday what they say. But yeah, it's real hinky.
Interesting. Yeah, definitely let us know when you find out the answer.
Will do.
Manolo, how are you?
Oh, I'm doing great. Thank you for asking.
Mhm.
I'm sorry to ask this question, but I've been working on this live bot for about a week and I can't get it to work. And I have tried everything on the live, but maybe you can clarify something for me.
Did you reach out to the support? If you go inside your dashboard, there's
Yes, I did.
the
Yes,
open
I
office
did.
hours.
You have to make an appointment. That's the open office hours. That's what am I right?
I'm not sure if you need to make an appointment or not. I thought they just had static open office hours. Has anybody
I
else
didn't see
joined?
that. I didn't see that.
Let me see.
I only saw you have to schedule an appointment with them for 45 minutes, which is great, but
Okay.
I
Oh,
would love to
Zoom.
be able to participate on an open office hours with them.
Yeah.
Okay, so I created this bot which is a live shot, and I follow your videos, your whole on the live shot, very detailed. And I created this. I downloaded the snapshot and everything else. I created of course, they're in Spanish. Okay. And this bot is got a very detailed prompt.
Yeah. So
And
the live bot is different than the booking and the non-booking bot. There's a different setup process.
Yeah, I noticed that. But when I went to, if I come to the widget and I make a live shot, it should be able to kick into that live shot. Am I right? To that one bot that I created.
Yeah, if you're using the live bot though, it's different because that live bot is actually for
Go high level.
it's basically its own live bot, right? If you want to use the high level live bot, you would want to use like the non-booking bot. But this live bot is actually one that you create and then you can embed it on a web page.
Yeah, I tried embedding. That's what I figured would be. I went here and chose none.
But what I'm saying is it gives you a code. See that?
Yeah.
Get embed code, and you take that to a web page, and then
That's
you
correct.
add the code element to your web page, and then you paste that in there, and that's what adds the bot to the site. It's totally different. It's like a standalone bot, so it's not like the chat widget within HighLevel.
Yeah, and I tried both, and it looked simple because once you create it, it just goes. Okay.
Yeah.
So
Go ahead and go into a page.
This is the page that I put it up, that I went on the home page. And I even added the coding area here. Open the coding. Here's what I copy. I go in there. I save. And just to be safe, I publish it. And then I'm going to go into an incognito window to make sure that it's answering. And I'm sorry to take such a long time, but I've been working for a week and I can't get it to work. So this is my page. Here's the bot. It comes on. And I say,
so that's, yeah, that's actually not the bot. Do you have another bot attached there?
No, this is the live bot. This is the one that comes from there. You see the icon? That's their icon.
Yeah.
Because my icon is usually the little.
Oh yeah, sorry, I'm getting my bots confused in my brain.
So I could actually ask in any question. I'm going to ask in English because the AI works either way.
Hey, while you're typing, I'll just mention, I noticed Bridget said copy the embed code. You copied the widget code. So I'm not sure if that makes a difference if you need the
widget. The widget is the one.
It's the same thing. This is a simple question. It's the embed code to the widget is how that works.
And let's use, I just entered this because I got an email. So it should reply now within 1 second, which is what I set it up for.
Just wanted to give you a heads up that I spoke with Guardian Support today, and they informed that when the bank draft is declined, the bank will try again. And then if it doesn't work,
you need to
I just muted you because I'm not sure if you realized you were unmuted or not. If I'm wrong.
I didn't realize, I'm sorry.
That's okay. I was like, oh, she's talking about a bank. I need to mute her before she shares something.
Thank you.
You should have waited for her to give us the bank account.
No, my client wouldn't like that. I'm sorry.
Okay, it seems to be working now. For some strange reason, I have no idea what I did. I tried this 10 times.
Yeah. Usually when I go live, things fall apart. So I'm glad to see that something was
That is cold, Bridget. That is cold. Thank
fall
you
apart
anyway.
for me.
Yeah, I'll keep working on it. I appreciate it. I have no idea. I tested this 5 minutes before we went live.
Yeah,
And
that's
there you
okay.
go.
Manolo, I just tested the whole going live with Restream and all of that, and then something happened with that too. So who knows? We could test, and sometimes you just cannot figure out. Like I can't replicate apparently a real live meeting experience to test all of this out. It just goes, I could test 45 times, and then as soon as I go live, it doesn't work out like that. So who
I'm not
knows?
touching this anymore. It stays just like that.
But just
Thank you.
keep it there. Don't touch anything. Tony, I see you have your hand up.
Hey, how's
Hey,
everybody doing?
good.
I'm gonna share my screen. I was testing this out, Bridget,
Mhm.
and the issue that I'm having is after I built it, when someone logs in, when I give them when they try to log in, instead of them coming here, they go here. This shows up first.
Yeah, so that's the home page, and you can actually set that in your community settings what you want to show when they get access. So go to your client, maybe it's in the group, I can't remember. I think it's client portal settings, and then go to, I think it's app permissions, and you have there your default settings. So click on that.
Default settings.
Yeah, right down at the bottom where it says select your default landing page. All right, it actually looks like you're on the home page. Try home again and then just save. Save settings. And then refresh all of that and try logging in again and see if that changes your home page.
Refresh it where right here.
You'll have to log out and log back in.
Oh, okay. I gotta do
Yeah.
incognito. All right, I'll test that out.
All right.
Thank you, Bridget.
You're welcome. The design of that, like that, what we were looking at was the homepage, and that's really meant to guide them like where you want them to go. But you're said communities, so I don't know, maybe if it was just something that you needed to update or whatever. Yeah, try that. If that doesn't work, I would say maybe contact support because you should, when you choose communities, it should take them right to communities. But it looked like yours was actually going to the home page. So I don't know if maybe just changing that would do the update, but yeah.
Okay, I'll test them both. Like I'll go if that doesn't work, then I'll just reach out to tech support because obviously I've been having issues with that because even when I want to set it to dark mode, it won't stick. And I already made a ticket for that. Like it and I have that problem with every sub account because even the one that I built for myself, I
Mhm.
had to reach out to them for them to set it to dark mode for me.
Interesting.
Yeah, and that's also the same sub account that I had the problem. Remember when I did the snapshot thing where I had to start it all over again? Is that same sub account. So I'm wondering if I have a serious issue with that.
Like tech support is so hard to troubleshoot because really it's like one of those things that you really just go in order when you're troubleshooting and say, okay, let's back all the way up and let's do from beginning to end and see what are all the settings and what basically that's what I do with my own system. If I have an issue, it's like my first step is log out, clear the cookies and caches, go back in, and that's how you actually know what the real problem is. Because if you don't do that first, then you have no idea if that's really what the problem is. Log out, clear the cookies, caches, log back in, and then just reverse engineer, walk through your whole system and test every step of the way until and if you're doing that, record it so that if it doesn't work out at the end, like you are, like if you're like, this is still a problem, I've gone through all of this. If you have that recorded, then you just share that with support and you can move on with your life and a million other things that we all have to do. And just know they're going to get to it and then have all the information. Because the problem that we get in with support is when we only give them like part of the story and then they're like, okay, did you try this? And you're like, yeah. If they have to ask you if you tried it, then they're responding saying, did you try this? And then you say, yeah. And then it gets put back in the queue. And then you have to wait till they circle back around. So if you just give them all of that info in a well-recorded video, it saves you and them so much time.
I agree. Thank you.
Yeah.
It could be, Tony, two things. Number one, your microphone sounds so good today. What did you do, man? It sounds great.
Yeah, I've been learning. I'm learning,
Secondly,
man.
could it be a browser? Could you try a different browser and tell them, the support guys, hey, I've tried 3 browsers and it worked on one of them. And it could be that as they were getting ready to permanently set your dark mode and all that, they didn't try every browser in every case. And I suspect that it might be on their programming and not you.
No, I'm gonna try all of that because the truth is I did clear my cache, but not my cookies. And that could probably be a problem. And everything that you guys said, I'm gonna try it all. The only thing I have done is just clear my cache.
We also have to remember HighLevel's very transparent about when they release a new feature, and that dark light mode is fairly new. When they release a new feature, they say it's the skateboard model. And the point is, it's like they give you the bare basic, and then they keep building on top of that to go from the skateboard. I don't know if you've ever heard Sean talk about the skateboard model. He has a whole diagram that he loves to share. And it's like they release something in its most basic form, and then they keep building on and building on until they get a full car. So that's how HighLevel functions. Of course, anytime that you do that, you have growing pains, you have bugs, and all of that stuff. And if you guys are ever using a new feature inside of labs, you can see the new features, you can toggle them on to use. And if you ever have a problem with one of the new things in labs, always go back to labs and click submit feedback, because that actually goes right to the team who's working on that tool and that feature. So it helps them, it also helps you, and we all want HighLevel to be amazing because we're all reselling it. That's basically the process you want to think about when you experience bugs or anything like that. Keck, I see your hand is up. How are you?
Let me try this with my mic unmuted. Hey, okay. Yeah, speaking of reselling Go High Level, that's what my question's about. Could you direct me to, I remember I think you did a training on like a demo account, and I'm looking for ideally a white labeled demo video just for the Go High Level piece.
There is. Let me go into my reseller community here. If you go inside the community and you go to where it says snapshots, right here, there is a demo account snapshot, and it shows you how to import the snapshot right here. So it shows you how to import the snapshot. And then what you want to do is get sample data that you can get from Mockaroo. It's totally free. This video will show you how to do it. But so the snapshot is like all the functionality, right? So it like has pipelines and all kinds of stuff. And then when you add the sample data to it, it's like basically fake contacts. And so it will trigger all this. So when you create your account, it's like you don't just have an empty account. You actually have like people in different stages of the pipelines. You also have like on your dashboard actual analytics on there so that it's not like a blank account.
Okay.
And what was the next thing that you asked about?
And
the video.
Yeah, and that would take up a sub account, right? To load that into? Or?
Yes.
Okay.
Yeah, and I did this for myself too. I went ahead and went through the whole process of getting my demo account set up so that any time that I'm showing like how to send an email or whatever it is, like the whole account is actually set up. So it's just a better demo experience than having to be like, let me go back to my live account, because sometimes it's unavoidable, but you know.
Okay. I'll check this video out then.
The next thing though, that about that promo video, now I need to remember where that is, because I don't think that I have it in here. I used to have it on a website, but you'll also see if you go to, and I just shared this the other day, there is white label right here. No. There is a white label course, like an onboarding course. Did you check that out?
Mm-mm.
I'll share this in the chat. I did a training. HighLevel has a white label or gray label. They have a gray label YouTube channel, and they also have a gray label knowledge base. And so I actually downloaded all of these videos and I put them in a snapshot. That's not it. It's
What does gray label mean?
so gray label is like, dang it, I know it's in here somewhere. Oh, we can use this.
Ask Martina, she knows.
Gray.
No,
Gray label
actually, I
knowledge
don't
base.
know, but I'm
There you go.
laughing because as soon as I saw gray label, it piqued my attention. I'm like, okay, another label I need to learn.
Yeah, so yeah, it's a good question. So gray label is like when it's labeled a brand, but it's not any. Okay, let me give you a real world experience. So we have HighLevel, and that's the brand, okay? And then we have white label, which is you guys taking the HighLevel and rebranding it with your own brand. And then we have gray label, which is like lead connector. So lead connector is the gray label of HighLevel. So when HighLevel creates like a Zap and Zapier, they call it lead connector because they don't want to say HighLevel and then all of the white label clients.
So today I am going to show you how you can get
Yourself.
access to 35 plus snapshots for
Who's
high
that?
level.
Let
So
me
you can
mute
see
somebody
here
here.
inside of high level.
I don't know.
I don't know.
I'm echoing.
You're everywhere, Bridget.
I know. I'm so popular.
I just
Okay,
start
so
hearing you talking.
I know. I'm hearing voices in my head, you guys.
Welcome to
So,
my world.
yeah. So HighLevel has a gray label, and that's so that you guys can use all of their resources, and it's not branded to HighLevel and it's not branded to you. So
Okay.
that's the case for the YouTube channel, the knowledge base, the Zapier, Zap, things like that, like the mobile app. All of those things are called lead connector because that's HighLevel's gray label. So what I did was I took the gray label videos, and you can see like here HighLevel's YouTube channel, and technically you could share this, right? And it's good positioning because it's like, here's our lead connector app and it has this many subscribers on the channel and this many videos, and when you watch them, they're all branded lead connector. So that's how all of that works. Then there's also this knowledge base as well that you guys are totally free to use, and HighLevel updates it for you so you don't have to do anything. So it's like the same as like the AI lead system inside of your dashboards. When you click on the little help button, that goes to a gray label knowledge base where Play updates all of that. And then, of course, you can click to submit a support ticket, and then they act as your white label team. Right. So we have gray label, which is like the knowledge base. And then when they contact, they're acting as white label. So it's, hey, thanks for contacting Keck's support team. How can we help you? Like that type of thing. So if it's branded to you, it's white labeled. But if it's universal brand for everyone to use for HighLevel to upgrade or update, that would be gray label. Does that make sense? Did I confuse you guys?
Yeah, no, that makes perfect sense.
Okay.
Was there in there just a straight demo video or not?
Yeah, I'm getting to that because I can't
Okay.
remember where. I have a Google Drive folder somewhere that has a promo video that HighLevel did that it's like it's white labelable.
Mm-hmm.
So let me dig around and see if I can find that. But you can, what I did was I took all of those videos from like the onboarding part of the YouTube channel here, the getting started. I downloaded all of those and I put them in a course. So if you want to import that course into your account, you can do that and you don't have to do all that I just did.
Nice.
So let me stop sharing and let me just see, because I think I put that in a place that should be easy to find. But I don't see it right here. So let me make a note and then I'll post it in the community because I'm sure once I find it, everybody else will want it too.
Nice. In the chat, they're saying you should start a purple label. That'll be your own label. Purple label stuff's Bridget stuff.
I need to. I love it. Let's see. Get back the white label video.
Thank you.
You're welcome. All right. I don't know who had their hand up first, either Tony or Martina?
Tony did.
All right. How can I help you, Tony?
I got a rabbit hole I want to take you into.
All
And
right.
it deals with the email situation about buying the emails and stuff.
Yeah.
You know how you have the video where you can redirect emails through Cloudflare? Okay.
Mm-hmm.
I went through that process. Now, if I have the Cloudflare account and my client gets like a regular Google or Gmail account, not a business one, but a regular one, couldn't I redirect and create an email for him and redirect the one that I have to go straight to his stuff that way?
It still works because it's a redirected email. It doesn't work the same way as an actual email address attached to the domain. So you would have to go to Google Workspace, create the email with that domain, and then you'd have to add the records to the DNS manager.
Oh,
So
so
if you
either
want to,
way,
it's a great way to create an email, like if you're not using it for something like HighLevel, because the point is really all the security and compliance and deliverability and all of that is all packed in behind the scenes of that email address, right? And I've actually tested this because I had that question too. I tested the deliverability using that email that I created in Cloudflare because I thought, whoa, that'd be a great solution for so many problems, but it was still going into the spam folder and it was
mm.
coming up that it was not being sent from the same domain as the email address. So
Yeah, I thought I was being smart.
I know I did too, because I thought like you did, and I was like, oh my gosh, if this works, you get so excited. I'm like, if this works, I've just changed so many lives.
Yes.
Like
Because I
right
did
to
it for
spam.
myself and I'm like, this is bananas.
I know. I
So
know.
disappointing.
I know. Sorry. I was disappointed too. I feel your pain. Martina.
So I want to piggyback on a comment that was made just a few moments ago, and I believe it's where you said when you're getting ready to go through the process of troubleshooting something, that you should go ahead and do the recording so that you can walk through the entire process, especially if at the end it doesn't work, then you're able to send that recording over to tech support. The other thing that I feel is really important about that is it also shows you in real time the process that you're going through to troubleshoot something, even if it's for yourself. But this is a similar process that you would have to go through for each of your clients if some type of error arises. And now you have the evidence of what it takes just to go through and troubleshoot something. That's actually confidence for yourself to go through the process as far as really being able to account for your time when you're trying to figure out, how do I gauge my pricing? We as people who troubleshoot for our clients, we don't pay attention to how much time we ourselves go through for that client, and not justification, but to qualify our pricing.
Mm-hmm.
So as soon as you said that, I was thinking to myself, if I'm recording it and I'm showing what I'm going through to fix something for a client, that's evidence that I have of working on the project, yes, but that's also evidence to me of what I've gone through for a client, for myself, to help my own value build or value give or whatever. And that's also a process that you can use as content to show this is what I'm going through for some of my clients to try to do XYZ.
Mm-hmm.
So that's another value that you can give even to yourself. I was thinking about when you said that, I was like, wow, that's actually golden right there.
Yeah, and that's really a good point. And this is why, like, sometimes in open office hours, we try to keep it at 5 minutes per person. And the reason that I have to do that is because, like you're just saying, that troubleshooting process, it's like you have to really dive in there. It's such a great way to learn the system, like on a whole deeper level. It's like testing something. Like I always say, test, because you're going to learn so much about how everything works together. So that troubleshooting is just like that. It's so important. But you're right, it does show the value and also helps you keep track too, because a lot of times people say, how do I know when I'm ready to hire HL Pro Tools to be my support team? If you keep track, like you just said, of how much time you're actually spending on support issues, then you can look at that and say, okay, if HL Pro Tools charges me $300 a month and I'm spending 40 hours a month on support is 40 hours. That's like a whole work week. Is that worth $300 a month? I hope that you say yeah. And it all depends too. If you're only doing, you have one client and you spend an hour a week, then maybe it's not worth it to you. But if you do find yourself constantly being bogged down doing these like troubleshooting and support issues, now it's time for you to think about, and keeping track is a great way to do that. Thinking
Yeah, and
about,
spreading, if HL Pro is going to charge you $300 for the month for your entire client base, it's definitely worth it, because then turn around and spread that $300 across their invoice. You know what I'm saying? To make sure that $300 that you're going to pay HL Pro is covered through the invoice of all of your clients on
yeah,
one level or another. Yeah.
for sure. Yeah. Yeah. Because if you are, it's just if you hire, and this is why I really try really hard to be like a solopreneur, because as soon as you start hiring people, then you're changing. It doesn't, I hate to say it, but it doesn't really eliminate a lot of work, honestly. It just changes what you do for work because now you're managing them, you're creating SOPs for them, you're creating training for them, you're doing all these things for them. And for me, it's just so much faster if I could just get in there and do it. I know exactly what I'm looking for, I know what I want. I can just quickly do it's easier for me to do it than it is to like write out what I want and then do the back and forth and all of that stuff. But every time that you hire someone to do something for you, it's taking out of your profits. And then now you feel the pressure, you have to make more money to pay all of those. And you're constantly trying to, like, you're on this hamster wheel of, oh, I'm so busy. Now I need to hire another person. Now I need to make more sales to pay for the person. Now I made $1 million this year, but I only got $100,000 out of it for myself because I have this huge team and we're doing all these things. And this is my love for automation and reselling software as a service. If you're using your time to do all these things, it better be making you massive amounts of money. And if you take your time away and you have nothing reoccurring that people are paying for every month, you got to fine tune those systems. When you're thinking about your plan should be the lowest, these are the things that take zero time. You should always have that plan because it's just software only, zero time. And then your mid plan, maybe a project, but tools, right? These are people who are like hybrid people. They just want the tools, they want to do a lot of things themselves, but they may want your system, right? So now that's a snapshot. Now, even level 1 and level 2, you're not spending any time unless you hire HR Pro Tools, and then now you have a team behind you to support you. And then you have those high ticket clients. Those are the ones who are going to take your time. And that needs to be, like I always say, at the very tippy top of your value ladder. Because if someone's paying you $100 a month, do you want them to take 40 hours a week of your time? Of course not. Because how's that a sustainable business model? It's just not. And I see people doing this all the time in agency. They work, they hire, they outsource, and then they're broke because they have just done all of this extra stuff that's eating away all of their profits. You got me on a tangent there, Martina.
I know, but we needed it. It was like a loving tap, even to us. Yep.
I just want you guys, it's like I was talking about this. Like this year, I'll do $500,000 with a 90% profit margin with no team. So it's obviously I believe in that so much. And that's why I'm so passionate about helping you guys do the same thing. I don't want it's cool if you earn $500,000, but if you earn that 500,000 and like 400,000 went to other things aside from you, you're probably burnt out, stressed out, frustrated, feeling like you're in a hole because you're just always working. And we don't start businesses so that we can work 20 hours a day. We just don't. Andrew?
Good afternoon, guys.
Hello.
Yeah, so many things that you guys have been saying, really true. First thing I'll jump into feedback. When I was in Dallas, we were challenged to get some things done. So mine was to have the webinar. So I did have it last night.
Yeah.
It wasn't the best, but We started with 6 persons and we ended up with 2 at the end. And at least I told them that I'll be having it every Thursday because there's so many tools that we can. And we mentioned about affiliates. So even if they're not purchasing the tool from me, then they can be an affiliate too. I got one thing down. The other thing I need to get down is the budget I want for this year because I want to be in Dallas. October. Anyway, Bridget, so thanks guys for the encouragement. So back to, I rewatched the video, the recording, because I had to step out to speak with the person. So now, thanks Keith. The email, I'm gonna purchase. You guys had a very nice discussion. I'm sorry I missed it because I have some questions about email. So I know I'm going to purchase the domain for this client. So we're signing on. He said that same day, sign me up right now. I'm ready. So I'm setting him up. I'm purchasing his domain. And then the email now, I told him about that. That's another extra 100 US dollars thereabout. And he said he's fine. So how would you proceed? Would you purchase the domain or let him purchase the domain and his Google Workspace, and then you get access as, I'm sorry, I'm forgetting her name, but she said that how she does it. But I just want to hear, what's the best thing? It would be for me to decide, but what do you think?
So okay. If you have a client who is willing to pay and wants to be completely hands off, okay, and only that from talking to your client, I have no idea. But if they're like the one who's like, you start talking techie stuff and it's almost like you can see in their eyes that they go, oh, I'm not listening because I don't even care what you're saying because it's over my head. And I don't, if it's that person, it's better for you to just buy it and then get everything set up. However, that is a very time-consuming process. If you're using, and like I know Martina and Tony and I were just talking about this in open office hours the other day, it's a very time-consuming process because let's say that you purchase the domain and then you get everything set up, then you are the admin of that Google Workspace account, and then you're going to have to manage all of that. So it's going to be billed to your card. It's basically you are making yourself the manager of that and you need to charge accordingly. But if they are maybe lower budget, semi-techy, and really what's best for them, the best way is to have them purchase the domain in their own account, purchase their own account of Google Workspace. Maybe you could create a video and share with them how to do this. That's great positioning for you as well, and great for the future. Show them how to do all of that as simply as possible, and then you get access to their account. Okay, so
yes, how do I instruct them to get me access? I know about the domains. I let them go into Cloudflare, and I know let them send me whatever is needed for me to get access.
Yeah.
And they come into my Cloudflare. But the Google My Workspace is the challenge. I don't know how to.
Yeah, because you're not really going to be able to get access to their Google Workspace account. So that's what I was saying. You want to have very detailed anything, whether we're talking about Google Workspace or connecting a domain or whatever we're talking about, anything that you want a client to do for themselves, you have to keep in mind what that non-techie person feels like when they look at this very techie video. So
Yes.
it also could be a great way of maybe starting with saying, here's a video on how to do this, how to purchase your domain and how to get your Google Workspace. If you need help, we can help you walk through this, maybe hop on a Zoom call, but it's going to be whatever dollars during the Zoom call to help you work through that process. Honestly, I wouldn't recommend doing that type of thing for free unless you have this initial like project down payment like of 10 grand. And then then you need to go through those steps with them and all of that. So there's so many different ways that you could do it, but really an overall kind of process, just know it's a very time consuming thing. Create videos, encourage them to do it themselves because that's better for you and them. But if they can't, then like I said, I would do like a 1 hour Zoom call, help them walk through all of that, get all of that set up, make sure they give you access, which you can easily, like in Cloudflare, they can invite you to their account so you can add all of those records yourself. And maybe even before that call, you want to tell them, here's how you here's how you create a Cloudflare account, and then here's how you give me access. Do that before the Zoom call. And then that way, when you get into the Zoom call, you can just quickly knock those things out.
Yeah, yeah. So definitely it's a contractor. In fact, he's going to do work for me. He's supposed to send me a contract. And I told him that, look, what you sent is really not up to scratch. So I told him, then I have something that you can put a contract in, we can sign it. And a light bulb went off and he said, yes, I'm ready for that right now. Because I was thinking about that.
Smart.
And already has spoken to another friend because he called me to say, okay, when are you hooking me up? Because I have this friend that I told you about that says he's ready also. So they're contractors. So as Martina says, so a niche, I can be forming a niche because contract, they're going to be getting on WhatsApp missed call messaging. So that's the package for them. So I can really standardize. So I'm willing to go through this part now with a Zoom meeting and say, okay, click here, click there, do this, do that. Then, okay, then that's fine. And then I just hook it up.
Yeah.
So that was the plan. That is a plan.
Yeah.
And the last thing, Bridget, unrelated, but the gray label high level videos and knowledge base, it's different what I'm seeing from yours. You had a download into your, but only 2 links I'm seeing in the one I'm looking at now. So maybe I missed that one you just showed.
You probably have I actually chose that too. If you search for gray in the search field, you'll see it, but I'll also share the link to the exact
Gray
post
label.
here.
Yes, if you could put it in the chat.
Yep.
Probably. Thanks.
I
Thanks, guys.
I gotcha. Yeah, that's super smart, by the way. And Andrew, I'm glad that you said that because anytime, like I just had the cable guy come over yesterday and he comes in my office and he sees my business cards and my camera and all that stuff. And of course, that strikes up the conversation. And before he's leaving, I'm giving him the business card and he's talking about, I feel like it was God that just led me to this house because I've been starting a business and there's so many, like we overthink this so often. But anytime you have someone come to your house, it's a great opportunity for you guys to pitch whatever it is that you offer because they need it. Likely, they're contractors, they are business owners, essentially. So you can help them in so many different ways. So that's super smart, Andrew. I'm glad that you did that. And look, you're getting 2 clients from it. That's awesome. I'll go to Sharika next.
So I was trying to ask, so for someone like me who already had SaaS before coming across like your community and just paying, what's the process if I wanted to schedule time with you directly, like the one-on-one or something?
You could go to bridgetbartlett.com and book a private call there.
Okay, thanks.
You're welcome. Was that your only question?
Yeah, that was, sorry.
Okay, cool. Tony, back to you.
I forgot my question.
That's okay.
Andrew, congratulations, man. For real. That's such a huge accomplishment. Doing that Zoom call. That is amazing, bro. Congratulations.
See, Andrew's taking action. You get results when you take action. It's awesome.
Yeah. I have a coach just to put the spin on it. There's a guy that is an Aussie and he's quite straight shooting. That's typical of Aussies. And he said something to me. Okay, so you used to go see all these doctors every day. You used to go do this work. Why are you not doing it for yourself? Go get a job then. If you say you're going to do this thing and you're not doing what you used to get paid for doing, go get a job and get paid for doing that then, if you don't want to do your own thing. So it was a kick.
No, I understand.
You remember, Andrew, but remember I told you that same thing in Dallas?
Of
I
course,
literally
yes.
I
You told
literally
me
said,
before dollars too, and I laughed.
I literally told Andrew, if you think that you're a business owner and you deserve this life, then go get it. It's like, why do we think, oh, we're business owners and business owners have sales and clients and customers? So if that's you and that's how you describe yourself, prove it. Sometimes, and I'm not talking about you, Andrew, I'm just saying in general, sometimes people will actually message me and they'll say, I want to join your program. $97 is a lot. And it just makes me laugh because I just think $97 to start a business is a lot. You're not even in the same realm of anybody here. And I tell people, like, your first test, if you think you're an entrepreneur, your first test is to go make the $97 that you need to start your business the first month. Sell something. And look, I'm not like a guerrilla marketer. I don't care if you sign up with other people or whatever it is that you're trying to do. But in reality, as business owners, if our first problem is $97 and we can't solve that problem to move forward, it's like your first test. You're not an entrepreneur. You're not, and it's okay. It just means you're not motivated. You're not this person. You can become this person. You can easily do that. But if you're not motivated, if you don't go take the first step, if you can't even climb over the hurdle of your first problem, you're never going to make it this far. It's just the truth of the matter. Because as we talk about all the time, every day is a problem. Every day. Every
This
single
journey
day
is
is a
not
problem.
for the weak. I say that all the time. This entrepreneurship, this business owner journey, it is not for the weak. And
Yeah.
I tell people before you even start in business, go through these things. Are you willing to do this, 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 this? If you're not willing to do just that, this ain't for you.
Yeah.
This is not for the weak.
Yeah. And it's okay. It's just we need to be self-aware because I don't want you to waste your time. I don't want you to waste my time. Let's just get to the truth of the matter, right? Maybe you're, and this is why I ask people all the time, where do you want to be in 5 years? Because sometimes we think, oh, I'll start a business. It'll be so easy and great. And it's, you're really, Martina's left because we know it's like it's so hard if you're not motivated. That's why I laugh at the $97. If $97 was keeping me from reaching or starting a business, I'm gonna find that $97. If I don't care if next month HighLevel like goes bankrupt and I lose like $20,000 in HighLevel commission, I'm going to find something else because that's what we do. We are like problem solvers. We are solution oriented people. And if you're not that, you're just going to really struggle in business. You have to find it in yourself to be a problem solver. You'll be miserable. I personally love solving problems. I love it, which I'm glad I do. I found the perfect business for me. I love
Exactly.
solving
It gives me
problems.
joy to solve a problem. It's
Yeah.
like when and I say this and I still haven't figured out what this is called, but sometimes my oldest son hates watching movies with me because I'm watching for things on the screen and I'm saying, now that just came out the oven. How are you able to open that aluminum foil that quick? They messed up on that. And he's, but mom, did you what were the characters' names? What was this? What was the plot? And I'm like, I'm watching for so many things, but I do realize that's a part of problem solving for me. And it's my area. And he doesn't do it anymore because I quickly relate it to business. And he's like, I really don't want to have this conversation. We're just trying to watch a movie. But yeah, that's that sweet spot. Once you know it, you just lean into it, develop a business from it. And now business is fun for you. So I love it too. I love solving problems here. Hearing the disorganization and helping you organize it. Yes.
Yes, because you know what it feels like when your problems get solved. And
Yes.
honestly, I feel anxious until it, as soon as I have a problem, I'm incredibly anxious. I'm like a ball of nerves because my brain is like, how do we solve it? How do we solve it? What are the solutions? I'm literally making checklists. Okay, is this going to work? Is this going to work? And that's why I say troubleshooting takes so long because it's like you have a problem and then it's like, How do I solve it? Okay, let's try this. Let's try this. Let's try this. Even in my personal life, I'm like, don't complain to me, because when you start complaining, I start thinking of problems to solve. Like, just, you're making my brain work too much. Stop complaining.
Yeah, my
I go
daughter
through the
just yelled
7
at me
phases of
last
that.
week. She said, Mom, I just wanted to rant. I didn't want you to help me figure it out. I already figured it out. I just wanted to rant.
So true. Rick, thank you for patiently waiting while we rambled on about solving problems. Are you a problem solver too, Rick?
I am. But I'll tell you, there's only one thing harder than being in business, and that's being a farmer. If you're a farmer, everything is against you. The drought, the bugs, everything. In this business, you do have bugs you have to solve, but it's only a tech issue. It's just a learning curve and a tech issue, and you're having to fight that all the time. But that is this business, and you just have to roll up your sleeves and tackle it.
Yeah.
Those bugs inside your computer.
Yeah, that's right.
Yeah, and it's very typical of us entrepreneurs. I jokingly asked if you're a problem solver because I already know that you are. I know that everyone here is a problem solver, and I think that's what makes us gravitate towards business, because we see a problem in whatever market, whatever industry, and then it's just in us. We want to solve it, or our brains immediately go to, I bet if they just did that, it would solve that problem. And then they could do this. And then they could. So it's like we just naturally think that. I also think that's part of being a visionary, because you're like, oh, all these problems and all I see are opportunities. So it's fun, but yeah, it's frustrating too, but it's like that's the balance. But you have to be, and there's so much learning that you and confidence that you build through this whole experience. I know, Rick, you've been in business for years and years, but when you first started, so like terrifying. You're so afraid to fail. And even if the first business fails or you just move on and do something else, it's like you have that confidence in you because of the first experience, where you're like, man, that I cannot believe, I'm devastated right now. Everything I just built is over. But you have all of that experience and knowledge to carry that into the next business. Most of us don't stop at one business and then we retire. We're like the crazy people. This one business isn't enough. I need another one and another one. Andrew?
Just a quick tip I came across. Were you guys aware that Google My Business has now allowed messaging again? Both text and WhatsApp now. It's rolled out. I got it. I saw it. So for your customers, you can you go into your Google My Business profile. I'm forgetting the steps. If I find a document, I share it. But if you just go to Google's, their knowledge base or something like that, and you'll find it. It's pretty new. Remember, they had stopped some things last year or the year before. So now both WhatsApp and text.
Actual listing?
Yes, go to edit profile, go to location, scroll down, it's a bit small. I'm on my phone. It's one. Yes. Contact. Yes. No, you're too low down. I think it's higher up. Description, opening, contact information. Click chat. No.
Oh,
Come
right
back
here.
down. Chat. Yeah.
Oh, cool.
Yeah.
That's awesome. I'll just set mine right now while we're at it.
Yes, I did too when I found out.
Awesome. All right, guys, there's your homework for this weekend.
To make a
Exactly.
great
Update from my
video.
clients on GMB. I have to go in and change their statuses in that area for my clients. Thanks for that.
Yeah,
Thank
yeah,
you.
good to know. I don't see any other hands up. Do you guys have any other questions before we spin the wheel? Thank you for sharing that, Andrew. Cool. Let me make sure that I have everybody's name in here. All right, so we have Ray and Martina. And we have Andrew and Tony and Charles.
So just to tease everyone, all you guys that always winning this thing, I've never won it, but guess what? I've won on you. In Dallas, we got to speak face to face live. So that's just jealousy on my part, but yeah.
I could not be more blessed for someone to feel so blessed to speak to me. So I appreciate that. I have to say, that's a new thing for me. For someone to be like, oh my gosh, I got to talk to Bridget. Everybody in my family is like, oh, Bridget. Everybody outside the house is like, oh, Bridget. Let's see. We have Martina. Okay, I think I have everyone. Oops, can't forget Rick. And all right, so I'm going to call your name. Make sure that you let me know.
I count 11 people.
I think I missed you, right? Oh, no, you were first. Okay, so 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10. Okay, we're missing someone. So I'm going to call out your name. Make sure. I think it was actually. Was it? Okay. Yeah, I don't see. All right. So I'm going to call out your name. If I do not call your name, let me know. We have Maria. All right.
Oh, no. Now we know who
forgot the
won.
one who always wins.
Yeah, that's it. It's all over. It's all over.
All right. So we have Ray, Martina, Andrew.
Changing.
We have Ray, Martina, Andrew, Tony, Charles, Frankie, Keck, Keith. I spelled wrong. Manny, Rick, and Maria. Did I miss anyone?
Not anyone that's present right now. I believe she did leave. Oh, man.
Okay. Go ahead and spin.
All right.
All right, Tony. You are today's winner.
Congrats.
So I will send you the link when we're done here. I just said how cool it is that someone even cares to speak to me. And I think about these things too, like when I drive my Tesla, because even though I never wanted a Tesla, I know that there's so many people who are like, that's their dream car. And I always think about that every single time I get in that car. And especially if I have some type of complaint, like when I couldn't get it to start because I left my key card at home. I just tell you guys that. Every time I have a complaint, I'm like very humbled by my complaint. And I'm like, Bridget, some people are just praying for your problems. Like some people are just praying for the opportunity to have this car and the freedom of going to the dentist at 8 in the morning and just all of these things I think about all the time. It's very humbling. So I do appreciate it. It's not lost on me when you guys say these super kind things. I really do internalize that and I appreciate that very much. And I appreciate all of you. This would not be nearly as fun without you guys. So is there anything that I can answer for you before we go? This is one last time. Okay. Thank you all so much for joining me, and I will see you on Monday. Have an awesome weekend. Go make your vision a reality. Bye.